Okay, so today, I would like to give an introduction for myself so that it will be easier for us to know what we are going to discuss today. So basically, I am a D365 and Power Platform technical consultant. Besides that, I am in MSP, MCT, MCSA, MCSE, and planning for more of the rewards and recognition in the near future. So today, I am going to elaborate and to have a deep dive for surface level information about what D365 and Power Platform is and how AI, like Microsoft AI and Azure, participating with D365 and providing end-to-end business solution. Looking ahead for today's session objectives, like what we will be covering today is we will have a knowledge sharing dive for about D365 and its products, and alongside the ins and outs of Power Platform. And then we will look up for some surface level details about Microsoft AI and how it is intervening with D365 to provide accelerators and to provide intelligence in business application. And after that, we will cover up about Microsoft Cloud, that is Microsoft Azure, and its related services and types, and which type of cloud we are using on top of this D365. So we will cover all these aspects today. Going to the agenda, as per the title of this presentation, first we will find out about what we have new in D365. It's been a long time. We have heard the name, the tagline for D365, and Microsoft is continuously improvising the products and adding up new timelines in the suite of D365. And besides that, the AI itself has been so much mature now and also continuously improving for better opportunities and for better implementations for businesses. And how Microsoft Azure is intervening and related, like the services that is providing in the form of software as a service, platform as a service, and so on. So first, we will look for the new trends that we have in Microsoft Dynamics 365. So on a single go, or I should say on a big picture, if we can evaluate what D365 is. So basically, it is a product line that is serving different purposes, including customer relationship management, enterprise resource planning, and business intelligence. So here you can see in this visualization, this is how Microsoft Dynamics 365 is, segregated, and it is a combination of different things: CRM, ERP, and how the CRM and ERP itself comprises. Like the CRM is further divided into 5 applications, starting from sales, marketing, customer service, field service, and then project service automation. Basically, these 5 are the application of CRM, formerly called as CRM, but now it's being called as customer engagement. And then we have enterprise resource planning, that is finance and operations, and another product of Microsoft for HR purposes, HR payrolls, other things that is called talent. And for e-commerce and other users, we have retail. And all these products are somehow using these 3 fundamentals. Basically, there are 4, but most of them are using these 3 fundamentals, that is Power BI, Flow, and Power Apps. So for we elaborate and we discuss further details about new trends in D365, let's have a presentation from Microsoft itself about what it is.
We live in a time of relentless business transformation. We're connecting customers, products, people, and data wins. Where smarter wins. A time where Microsoft technology can help transform organizations, bringing together company and customer, patient and provider, factory and field service, people and government, storefront and supply chain. Without silos, without limits. Just customers, products, people, and data connected and ready. This is Dynamics 365. Microsoft Business Applications. Unlock next.
Okay, so we had this quick visualization from Microsoft itself describing an overview of all about D365. And in this presentation, we find out that it's all about data, products, customers, and their engagements. And in the diagram that I presented earlier, here you can easily see all these aspects in the form of CRM, like starting from a company that is, making some product or working on some product and is about to provide some marketing for their product is here. Like we have application for marketing, that marketing module that is responsible for catering all the activities that are required for marketing campaign, listing, and so on. Once you have marketed your products, you can have a lead generation process. Like people can approach you, people can find you, can request you to have your product. For that, we have a sales module that is catering all the details starting from lead generation towards order retrieving. And that besides this sales, there is an connection and integration of ERP that is called finance and operations that is taking participation in terms of products, in terms of orders, invoices, and all of the materials that is required a part of ERP is being catering inside this FinOps, that is finance and operations. And then once you have already, sold out your product, it is being in the premises of your customer. There comes another module that is called customer service. If your customer having any issues or wants to provide some feedback, they can have the implementation of customer service. This module is responsible for taking care of all the dealings that a company is having between and among their customers and clients. And if a company is providing some sort of physical or existing equipments which has installation or maintenance or services, for that we have a module that is called field service that is responsible for providing on site, or I should say on field services. So you have all the information regarding your agent who is responsible to approach and to go to your customer and to provide the services on site. You can track the report for it, you can also schedule your services and so on, like a big application, I would say. And a big implementation of this module we have. So for all type of on-site services and their implementation, we have this module that is called field service. And if the services of a company are somehow non-physical or they are documented, so this can be listed within domains of project service automation and another application of Dynamics 365 CRM. Okay, so let's stick on what we have in our plate today to discuss is what is new in this D365. Though D365 has already enhanced, has already so many things to gauge up and to work on, but the most inspiring thing that we have is Power Apps and its new features, new implementations of Power Apps, how these Canvas app, model-driven app, portal app are serving the business end-to-end implementations, the new controls that we are having, and continuously this is improvising. And then we have concept for Dataverse, a common data service that is integrating all these products together on a single notch on top of what we have cloud, that is Microsoft Azure, and so on. Then we will take a care for how we can integrate two products. As earlier I said, when a company is providing some sales services and want to keep data management for products, services, and for their customer, they need ERP implementation. Somehow, if we want to integrate both of them, ERP and CRM, we need some sort of implementations. So we have a very cool tool available that is called Dual Write, and I hope the people who are have a strong command for FinOps and its details are much aware about the use of this Dual Write, how you can integrate the two products together, and how the real-time streaming is being a part of Power Virtual Agent. Then we will look for how natural language search is provided in Power BI and how we can use AI Builder. So in that D365 and Power Platform, we have four type of fundamentals. Like we have four fundamentals, that is Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, and Power Virtual Agents. So these four fundamentals are totally responsible and taking care for all the implementations of Microsoft products that are come inside the suite of D365. So first, we are going to see and learn together about the new features that we have for Power Apps. That is, we have new layout controls for Canvas app, source control files for Canvas app. That is again a very unique and I would say a very interesting feature for the developers and for the citizen developers especially. Because earlier we had this limitation to have changes if we are willing to make some changes in Canvas app from one environment or from one tenant to another. We need somehow some code logic to do the changes ultimately. Earlier, we don't have this facility, but now we have this. Besides that, the deployment of the solution and the handling of solution from environment to environment was a bit tricky earlier because we have to taking care for the solutions and so on. But now we have a tool available that is called Power App Tools provided by Microsoft itself for automatic implementation. Like it is a part of continuous integration and continuous deployment to regulate and to automate implementations and deployments of CRM solutions automatically. So this is really an interesting features what we have. And then a very cool feature I would say that is rich text box, because most of us who are inclined to have formatted text or formatted email, so we have an option for rich text editor. Using that we can easily format and easily can fulfill our needs. No need to have code, no need to have other customizations to achieve this target. Now it is possible using RT control. Then we have push notifications and model-driven apps using Power Automate, because if we want to identify, if we want to notify the customer or about the user for any notification, for any change in the application that is being made, for that, earlier we need to write customizations, we need to provide code to have custom notifications. But now we can show the notification in our model-driven app using push notifications, and how this is possible to implement by using Power Automate. And again, we have a good feature in the form of Power Query. If we want to retrieve extensive data within domain of different sources, like different data sources. Earlier, what we need to do, we used XRM toolbox, we use other things to have our complex query written and data retrieved. But now it is possible by just a control, that is Power Query. Okay. And then we have email enhancements. Of course, email template it itself is being so much improvised and improved. Components properties, of course, now we can easily set up behavioral properties of components that was not possible earlier, but now it is. So we can easily set up behavior and other properties of a control. And then we have relevant search feature, that is also a very interesting, because earlier, what if we are willing to specify or rectify a particular record in our system, we need to go on a specific form, like we need to open up the entity, or we need to filter out advanced find queries and so on. But now if you are standing even on a dashboard and you have already enabled your relevant search experience option, just you need to write any single term. You can even use a middle keyword, an end keyword, anything. So all the records that you have in your system will be filtered out using that prefix that you have provided inside your search box. So this is really a very useful feature that is a part of model driven app these days. Okay. Another cool option that we have, a new feature, is that we can also embed Power BI dashboard in our Power Apps as system dashboard. And troubleshooting of model driven app is also now possible. And also, this is a very time saving and efficient feature. So, what we have next is visualization of what we have discussed so far. As you can see, these are four fundamentals: Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, and then Virtual Agent, Power Virtual Agent, basically. And on top of it, we can see D365 application and other ISV application are hosted here. And the responsible place where we can find out all these is Microsoft App Source, a platform where all the applications provided by Microsoft itself are available, and also third-party dealers who are working with Microsoft, who are Microsoft partners, and who are also making other application using this D365 platform. They create their application and they host their application on Microsoft App Source, where we can download, have trial version of those applications, and we can use that. All these applications are comprised of these four fundamentals, and these four fundamentals are basically created on top of Dataverse, earlier called as Common Data Service, connectors, and AI builders, which we will see later more. And these are, exist on top of Microsoft Azure and Office 365, the clouds provided by Microsoft. Okay. So we will look forward for how AI is serving in Dynamics 365. But before that, if there is any question, I would like to answer.
Amna, I don't see anything in the chat. Maybe you can proceed and we will take it later.
Okay, that's
Yeah?
cool. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. So, okay, what we have next is Microsoft AI. Like we will watch out how AI is serving and participating with Dynamics 365. So basically, AI is being implemented in different forms along with different products of Microsoft. As we discussed, like each of these customer engagement, finance and operations, and then we have business intelligence, and so on. They are different products of Microsoft. And how AI is engaging with all these in the form of accelerators, in the form of suits. It's like in finance and operations, we have demand forecasting. In customer engagement, we have sales insights, marketing insights, customer insights. Basically, these are all accelerators who are providing AI functionalities to our regular business implementation. And as a result, uh, the users can have quick and smart results for what they are implementing, and a very quick and efficient way to approach customer, to produce a data, and to have tight integrations, and to have tight communication, seamless communication with their customers, and to support their feedback. All these accelerators, all these applications are serving. For Business Central, we have demand forecasting, computer vision, and for Dynamics GP, we have intelligent age. Now we will cover up the last part of this presentation, that is Microsoft Azure. So basically, Microsoft Azure is a public cloud, and of course, it is serving different purposes, starting from networking, storage, and analytics. And obviously, there are different types of cloud available. Somehow, some are public cloud, some are private cloud, some are hybrid cloud. That is a combination of private and public cloud. And since today we are targeting Microsoft Azure, so Microsoft Azure is basically a public cloud serving different functionalities. It has different implementations. Like, these are four types that we have in Microsoft Azure. First is on-premises, then we have infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and then software as a service. And you can easily find out if you are using cloud that is on-premises. So everything is starting from application till networking. You have to manage yourself, which means an organization is responsible for taking care of all these aspects. But if we are taking infrastructure as a service, then the hardwares, like the things such as visualization, server, storage, and networking, are something that is being counted as a part of services provided by Microsoft. Like, they are all managed by Microsoft itself. And the rest of the things like operating system, middleware, application, this is being managed by organization itself. Then we have platform as a service, where only application and data is a taken care part for organization. The rest of the aspects are being managed by Microsoft. And in the last, that we have software as a service. Everything starting from application till network is being managed by Microsoft. And what we have in D365, we have implementation of SaaS model, that is software as a service. Earlier, it was engaged as on-premises, so it is a cool migration, or I would say a cool divergence of what we have Microsoft Azure earlier and now. Here's an example of pizza service. That is, I have just find it out a very cool example, so I just make it a part of this presentation. It is really easy and really, you know, engaging to understand how these four types of Azure is being provided. Just taking care as an example of pizza service, we can easily find out the example made at home is something that we can map as on premises. Take and bake is something that we can call as infrastructure as a service, whereas a pizza that is delivered can be mapped as platform as a service, where the hardware is our responsibility. The rest of the things are being provided by service provider. And if we go for dine out, this is a perfect example of what we have in a SaaS model, where we are just responsible for paying to the vendor, and that's it. The more we pay, the more cool services we will have. So in the end, like, this is a big picture representation of what we have in Microsoft Dynamics 365. You can find out applications separately, sales, marketing, customer service, so on, product visualizations, remote assistance, that is something comes up in the domain of virtual agent and AI. Then we have project operations, supply chain management, commerce, human resources, and then fraud protection, again something that is a part of Microsoft AI. And that's it. Like this is a whole big picture analysis of what we have and how many applications and how these all products are collaborating together to complete this suite. I hope you like this presentation, and I'd like to answer if you have any query. So please proceed ahead.